People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's half time currently of England versus Bulgaria. England are winning 4-0. We're doing what we need to do in terms of the game, getting vital points in relation to the Euro 2020 qualifier. That's all we should be speaking about. I can't wait until the end of the game to speak about this, people. If the game is abandoned and all of these things, then I'm sure you know my opinions on it, and I'm happy it's going to happen. I'm sure if you don't know, even if you don't know anything about football, you can guess England versus Bulgaria. It's been marred by racial incidences in the past. It's currently being marred by several incidences within the game. When we play them again, the same thing will happen. And like I said, it's actually half time. So again, there's a very big chance this game could be abandoned in terms of the UEFA 3-point protocol. So by the time this video comes out, you would have all seen what's going to happen. For me, I'm at the point now, man. I'm at the point now. We know racism is wrong. We know UEFA and these things, and they don't really care to fix it. We've been here before. You lot that watch me consistently. How many different racial incidences have I tried to cover or make you aware of? How many have you seen both in our land, both in probably Italy and in recent times that we're the first nation, and we knew what to expect with Bulgaria. Now it's sad in society, let alone football, that rather than looking at someone's male or females, their morals and their values and how they carry themselves, you look at skin colour. It's stupid. It's a self-regressing disease. It doesn't help anybody. It is a disease. It's a cancer of the brain, essentially, people, because it robs you of all mental sense. And I'm past the point. I'm past the point of saying these things. We know it is. It was very hard to watch that game for several reasons, people. I'm sure you could all hear on the TV. You can hear the monkey chants. You can feel the hostility. It feels like something over. If I was a slave back in slavery days and you was on a plantation, it feels like that's the sort of abuse you would have to endure, let alone 2019. It's sad. Someone like Tyrone Mings, obviously it's not on home soil. That man was on the brink of quitting football altogether. Fast forward a couple years, he's making one of his first starts, if not their first start, for his nation in a game. That's all he should be thinking about. The man's racially abused. Shout out to Rashford for scoring as well, and he should just be talking about finding the back of the net after a difficult couple periods at the moment for United. Racial abuse. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but Barkley is of mixed heritage. You see the same thing. It probably counts into him. We've obviously Sterling scored, Barkley's got 2 and Rashford has scored. So at the end of the day, black players have scored. We're winning 4-0. We're killing them with success. If they really hate us, they should hate us now. I think there's a certain irony in calling us monkeys, but you're the ones behaving like animals, behaving barbaric. And I was seeing for me, the first thing that got me and the thing that I really took is, you know, when you go down the market and there's them parody sort of t-shirts, like people take the mick out of Nike, just do it and stuff. If you go down Camden Market, I saw a clip of it appears a far-right group in that Bulgaria game. When I was watching it on ITV, it said no respect, clearly taking a mick out of UEFA. You're seeing the Nazi salutes, the far-right salutes on top of the monkey chant. These are people who know, first and foremost, these are people who don't really care. This says how they handle themselves. To go out in public and behave like this, they're just nothing. They can only behave out there with it. You can come to London with this foolishness, but someone will get ripped. It's that simple. We know they're only going to do it in their backyards. We know they don't really probably care for the result. We know, in short, they're cowards, because none of them would probably do it on their own. But this is what they're doing. They've got no remorse. They don't care. We say Bulgaria, but how many several other nations can we say this about? Is it going to stop? No. One thing I don't advocate is, why is it always the oppressed or the players or margins of groups of people that are being oppressed to handle themselves with dignity? Nothing is going to change. Of course, walking off the field in essence can do more harm than good, because you're forgetting the result. But it doesn't matter now, people. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I don't know what changes racism, but a stand has to happen. And like I said, there's a big chance these players walk off. I'm sure the England players did agree to walk off the field, and I'm not sure as to this moment in time why they're all still on that field again. By the time this video is out, they probably all could walk off, and it's commendable if they do. But it's sad. It's sad, man. Look how many black players are in that squad, people. Do you know how it feels to be... I remember being called the N-word for one of the first times. I wouldn't say it. Obviously, it's upsetting and it hurts, but when it's more like it's when you get over the initial shock of being called it. It's when you sit down and you really deep that word and the connotations behind it and kind of how it makes you feel is when it really hurts. And again, it's sad to say, but it's happened before and it's going to happen again to these players. And way before the Sterlings, the Tammy Abrahams and any of them black players really, Rashford either, because of the clubs they played for in academy days and going on tours, they've all probably got several incidences of racism. It's something they're just going to, I want to say get used to, but they have to put up with it. I don't like how we're always seen as the ones that have to keep the sort of keep it in check, somewhat act with some dignity, somewhat turn the blind eye to it. It's sad now. This shouldn't be continuing, people. This really shouldn't. Fines are not going to do anything. Partial bans aren't going to do anything. They don't care, people. They don't care. Like, at least I can say shout out to UEFA for I guess that protocol is being followed, but it's not an issue that really concerns those at the top in UEFA. If they had more personal feelings from it or felt a bit more personally invested in it, then this would, I'm not going to say it wouldn't be an issue, but it definitely would have been fixed by now. It's a joke thing, people, man. You got Tomori, you got off the top of my head Tomori, Mings, Sterling, Rashford, all of these players, people, within the side, and Tammy Abraham, if I ain't said him, it's got to make you feel sad, people. Trent, like, it's sad, people. And away from the black players, it's barbaric. It must be barbaric for the white players and other ethnic players within the side. It must be barbaric to hear these things. It's a shock. Well, obviously, England, we're not perfect. There's a lot of racism within England, but the fear factor, just a monkey chance and how we've grown up. You can't go around London really running around with monkey chants and stuff, or something will happen to you. It's got to be a shock to the system. At the end of the day, we're winning 4-0, and that's what should be spoken about after obviously not having the best of games in the previous fixture. But it's sad, people, man. Again, I'm going to be here in this same chair speaking about some other incidents, and it's not going to change people. Even look at Chris Powell. Chris Powell is someone I've seen talking the kick it out events. He's on the touchline for England. It's sad, people, and it's one of them. Yeah, I guarantee you, it's one of them when them players shower and they go back to the hotel and things. It is one of them where they sit there and they think that society just sees me as another N-word. Do you get it, people? People don't even know me, don't know how unique I am. They're just abusing me. The only things we can take from this is the obvious. They're obviously mentally challenged to be trying to do this. They obviously are jealous for obvious reasons. I can guarantee you, while these fans and that are carrying on like idiots and shouting in the cold at their home ground, you don't think their wives are doing the dirty with a black man. You don't, come on, people. You don't think them same racist wives, partners with the wives of the racists, you don't think they're all perving over Trent, Sterling, Rashford and all these sort of man there? That's why they hate us. They're calling us monkeys, but they're the ones behaving like animals. They want to do this to get under our skin because they know what we're on. They know we're strong mentally. They know we're strong internally. They know, in short, England are coming here to batter them, which they have done. So they're trying all of what they can, and that's still no excuse. I mean, this is the same nation where the other day did a Bulgarian team not get fined in the Europa League for this very same thing? You've got their president coming out and, similar to the Italian guy of Caligari, kind of denying it and saying it's all up in the air and somewhat normalising it, people. It's stupid, man. It's stupid. I hope the game isn't abandoned at this moment in time, because I can't see it at this moment. Like, I'm going to wrap up the vid. I hope it gets abandoned because they need me to make a stand, man. It's going to get to the point where players are just going to have to, there's some movement probably has to start, and I don't think it can, but a movement will probably have to start. X amount of minutes, whatever game it is, whether it's Prem, whatever, all over the nations and leagues. We're walking out, let us say 87th minute, we're stopping playing, we're busting out, I'm taking off my shin pads. Again, it comes down to how much they really want to change these things as well. And it's sad, man. It's sad that when you hear guys like John Barnes, some of the things John Barnes comes out with is absolute nonsense. And I believe the next man's name is Howard Gale. Now, I'm not disrespecting him. He's the first, forgive me, black player to play for Liverpool. The amount of racism he had to put up with. But him saying that, for me, he said something along the lines of, and I say a lot, I agree with what a lot he says generally, but he says something along the lines of the racists win if we walk off the field. Of course, on one hand they do. But why is it, if you're being racially abused in any other job, you're not going to sit there and say, oh, the racists won, let me stay here. Think about it, people. If you're working in the office and your manager comes up to you and says, you effing blah, 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 are you going to sit there and stay there just because you can't let the racists win? Or are you going to walk out? Come on now. This whole kind of thing of the oppressed or the people that are being oppressed to have some moral compass for the people that have no conscience, have no morals, have no values is ridiculous. Why should you? Fight fire with fire to a fair degree, man. It's sad, people. It's sad that again in 2019 we're saying this, and it says more about the Bulgarian nation. These individuals are saying more and are showing more for their nation and themselves than they are for us, because at the end of the day, whether we walk off or not and the points get void or however it works, we won, you paid your money, you won, think about it, racists got shed. They're racists, but they put their clothes on, they paid money to racially abuse black guys. These very same black guys are walking all over your team, and you're going to have to remember that, and it's going to probably happen again, and again, and again. Like, it's see what I'm saying? It don't make no sense, people. Because surely if you're racist, you don't want to be around people. But these lot are cowards, man. They're cowards. They're doing up the Nazi signs. And it's ironic, people. They're going to probably be here whenever doing the same thing. We're going to probably be talking about this in another incident. But it's something we've got to deal with, especially going to certain European nations. Let's just be completely honest, people. And we almost scored against Sterling. So on that note, people, sad to speak about it, but it's important to speak about these things. And to be fair, I didn't want to do a video about this because I feel I'm not tired of speaking about them, and I keep doing it. But does anything more need to be said? But that deep inner voice said, you know what, EG, you've got to say something, man. So there it is. On that note, though, people, deluded, comment, subscribe, and do the rest. It's sad that I have to be here speaking about, quite frankly, nonsense, but is what it is. People, deluded, I'm out, man. And yeah, man, it's sad that several players have been directly racially abused, and obviously the monkey chants and the other foolishness that goes with it. On that note, though, I'm out, man. Thank you for watching and rocking as usual.